Hi guys, my name is Rick Flo, and in this video I'm going to show you how I keep resilient in lockdown. So one way I've avoided writer's block, especially in lockdown, is a technique called morning pages, which I actually got from looking into J. Cole's writing techniques. So when J. Cole was writing his album Born Sinner, for those that love hip hop and love J. Cole, he had writer's block, and the way he got around it is that he read a book called The Artist's Way, and there's a technique in that book called morning pages, which is essentially journaling. So what he would do, or what the technique is to do, is that as soon as you wake up first thing in the morning, you go to wherever you feel comfortable in your house and you just journal, you just write whatever comes to mind. It's not about rhyming, it's just write whatever comes to mind. So imagine you just woke up, so you're just like, I just woke up at 7 o'clock, I feel tired, groggy, I don't know what I'm gonna eat, maybe some breakfast, maybe orange juice, I don't know, like whatever. You just write whatever comes to mind. And the point is, it's about having no judgment and just getting that muscle working with just releasing whatever comes to mind. And I found that really useful in the sense of a song that I've done called How's Your Day Been, which I'll probably put a link to the performance, but I'll just start it off. Maybe we can fade into that video. So it'll be like, how's your day been? Same old regime.
Self-isolated, but I'm still maintaining. Writing on occasions, struggling with patience. I'd rather be locked down on the beach somewhere in Asia instead I'm in bed, not knowing what day it is on the gram. Being unproductive, but it is what it is. Jot it in the pad. Unproductive becomes timeless rhymes, reflecting times of the crisis. Exercising, I run a bit. Did 6K run apart. There's meditation when I'm motivated. Routine, gotta get back into the routine. Roots maneuver, run, come save me. Actually, I've been listening to things fall apart on my quest. Love and black thought got me inspired with the art, so I'm on the YouTube. Success leaves clues. Stream of thought, volume 2. Free thinking, just illustrating how the day's been spent, rather than putting pressure on myself to be productive. It's okay to slow down. I'm monsters. Reflect on good memories and just be honest. Take each day on your ones. You don't need to try so hard, but you'll go through ups and downs.
If you want to check out more of that video, the song is called How's Your Day Been, and it's off my album Rebirth of the Phoenix, which you can find on Spotify, YouTube, and all that jazz. Another thing about morning pages that you realize is that the main point of it is you're not really supposed to place judgment on yourself. Like, I find often that if I think I've wrote something like sick, like yesterday, I'll be judging myself today on trying to write something as sick as that, and that's the worst way to start writing. Obviously, we're all kind of judgmental to ourselves and whatnot, and self-critical, but what I found with writing is that you just gotta just be free with it, because the power's in the edit. If you don't like what you've necessarily wrote, you can go back and edit it. But if you just sit there with a blank page and you're trying to write your first line and you're like, oh no, this is not good enough, then you're never gonna get anywhere. So one of the key tips is about just avoid self-judgment. And I think that can help even beyond writing. It's like looking at social media and you're judging yourself against this person's Instagram and like, oh, they're an influencer and they're my age. Like, why am I not an influencer? All of that stuff is, honestly, it doesn't help for your mental health. Like, just avoid self-judgment. We're all on our own journey, and it's literally about just being free with what you're doing, and you're gonna get better naturally. You know, it's all about just working that muscle, working that skill, whatever it is, to get better, and you'll get better through practice, through putting your 10,000 hours in. So essentially, avoid self-judgment. And I guess what relates to avoiding self-judgment is being present. Now, it might sound wafty. Like, I remember when, like, I was younger, someone, like, I don't know, some spiritual person saying, oh, be present, be present. But honestly, like, I've seen the light now, and being present is something that is so essential when it comes to just being, not only avoiding writer's block, but just being happy. Because you can often, you know, especially in lockdown, you know, you can often find your mind drifting towards, oh, I wish I could be doing this, or I couldn't wait to do that, but now I can't do it because we've been in lockdown for so long. And as annoying as the situation is, obviously there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel, and it's going to be very soon. And it's like, if you just appreciate what we have right now, whether it's the computer games you've got in front of you, whether it's the fact you can call your friends, or you're active, you're alive. Like, if you just remind yourself of the privileges that you've got, it's like, hold up, like, it's not actually that bad. Obviously it was much better before, but we're soon gonna be where we're at. So yeah, hopefully that helps paint the picture of being present. If you want to look more into it, there's a book by Enoch Tolle called The Power of Now, which is quite profound, because you look at it and you think, like, he's making the ordinary extraordinary. But I think in the sense of not being frustrated about what you could be doing, it's a nice reminder that you have the choice to do things that you're in control of in your presence, rather than your mind drifting to something in the past and reminiscing, or something in the future that you can't quite get hold of yet. So hopefully that explains about being present. And the last point that I want to express, that's actually quite similar to what I just said, is just being patient with yourself. When it comes to me and writing, I'm on a mad one right now, trying to write a new album, even though I put out an album in September. And it's like, it's good to be ambitious with your goals and know full well what you want to do, but you just have to just take your time, just take one step at a time. Because I almost got into a place where I was getting frustrated with myself just because I wasn't being patient. I was like, I know I can do one song a day. In a month's time, I'm definitely gonna have an album, and that's it. Then I'm gonna get it mastered and I'm gonna put it on Spotify. But it's like, if it doesn't work out like that, it's okay. It's all about them small steps. And I have to even remind myself that sometimes, because there's just so much that I want to achieve and do within a short space of time. But we're all on our own journey, as I said before, and it's just about taking one step at a time. One step at a time. I guess on another side note, in regards to being patient, my art teacher, back when I was in school in Bournemouth, she helped me with my patience, because I was a perfectionist, and being a perfectionist is overrated. Like, we all want to make things perfect, but this world is not perfect. We're not perfect, so it's almost like, it's just like, why put that pressure on yourself? All you got to do is put the time in, and you'll eventually get to where you're going to get to. But anyway, she helped me with my self-esteem issues, because it was like, if I didn't draw my paintings and my pictures photographically perfect, if there was one proportion that was out of place, I screw up the piece of paper. And she just helped me with my self-esteem to be like, no, Rick, things don't have to be picture perfect. You'll learn that over time and practice, but your drawings are really good. Just stick with what you're doing and you'll get there. And that's something that, 20 years on, I still had that in mind. It's like, we all want to make things perfect, even though we're in an imperfect world, but it's like, just take one step at a time. You're gonna learn about whatever. If you didn't, for instance, I'm not a great singer, but just through, I'm never gonna be like Mariah Carey, but just through practice and knowing that there's some tools on the computer to help, when you learn about why does Drake always sound good, yet sometimes in his live performances he's not as great with his melodies. There's auto-tune, there's singing coaches, there's videos on YouTube you can watch to get better with singing. But without going on this tangent, as I'm known to do that, it's like, just one step at a time. You're gonna get better with, whatever it is you're doing, lyricism, photography, whatever it is that you're really interested in. Just be patient with yourself, because honestly, back when I was your age, I never thought that I'd be able to create albums. I was just trying to create a cool verse for my friends. And now I'm in a space where I'm just I'm tunnel vision on trying to create all these albums. So it just shows you, you put the time in, and eventually you'll get to a space that you really want to get to. So yeah, just be patient. All right, guys, I hope some of these tips from my experience of being resilient and creative in lockdown has helped you. And if there's anything else that you want to know, then just hit me up on Instagram, or check out some of the videos that I've got, as well as my music, on YouTube. All right, peace.